All right, let me see. Let me write this down real quick. How much views is that?
Llegan a San Luis, les gusta su entorno, les gusta su gente, les gusta su ciudad, se quedan y echan raíz. Vamos a recordar algunos casos.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm live. I was just trying to calculate, but that was a lot. That was a lot, but I finally got it. You won't believe how much about the international break, but I'm tired. And I gotta also ask my uncle to buy me something, to buy me some like M&M AMW, just another bacon burger and root beer. And I'm gonna talk about just this coming weekend, and basically it's Easter Sunday already, since it's gonna be on March 31st. Hello, hola, hola, hello. But you won't believe like how much views they made over a week. And in 8 days, they made so much views. I'm gonna explain it. They made so much views this international break. This window, they made so much. Right, yep. I know he arrived San Luis, but which Sao Paulo? Another one comes from a different place. I was just reading this, but United Bilbao. Okay. Yeah, okay. Bonjour, whatever. I'm doing alright. The good news is, number one, I'm finally on spring break. I don't have to deal with school until April 8th or 9th. Possibly the 9th on Tuesday, maybe because of solar eclipse. I don't know. Basically, and they said that some places and some schools they're going to cancel the day because of the solar eclipse event. Basically, even though it's happening here in North America, and it's expected to be the brightest for the first time since August 2017. Atleticos, but yeah, but whatever. But I'm going to explain about my thoughts. The the goodness, the badness, the yes. We're going to talk about the what happened in the international break. Let's talk about this weekend's preview. What I'm going to do on Easter Sunday, the big soccer events. And yes, club football is back after the international window, and I'm going to explain about everything. Oh, hello. Oh, hola. Saludos. ¿Cómo estás? Yo hace una ruta de Dufesa en Culiacán en uno dice. Oh, really? Let me see, what is he? Yo voy a checar el video, y que yo onda, nada, well, even though yo hablo más inglés, but, see, let me see if yo sé si te escribí a tu canal y al otro también. Oh, okay. Pues sí, yo estoy ocupado muchas veces. Yo estoy ocupado. Y pero estoy bien, pues nomás es porque yo tengo muchas cosas, casi yo voy a salir de high school y eso ya. Sí, ya no, es mucho complicado. México perdió con Estados Unidos en la final de la Nations League. Y ya regresó la Liga MX, va a jugar América con San Luis ahorita y muchos más. No sé, tú eres fanático de fútbol. Puebla Tigres 1-0 en medio tiempo. Y va a jugar Tijuana y Mazatlán también. But anyways, yeah, I was just trying to explain to Spanish, but I'm just doing all right. But Yeah, it's a different one. It's a different Max. The different one is from Michigan with Dax and another Dax friend, and this one's just from Mexico. But anyways, okay, I'm gonna try to explain this. Let me know. I'll try my best Spanish. I really want to learn Portuguese, but I just never have enough time. Okay, guys, but yeah, I'm doing okay. Even though what we saw at the Nations League final, not happy about it because the three-peat is just gonna fuck. It's just gonna make our country. I mean, it's just gonna represent our country in an absolute. Do they deserve it? Kind of yes and kind of no at the same time. And I'm not proud of it because you're gonna present that we are the best country, and yet the U.S. will probably get slapped by Combolo when they play Copa America. You're not gonna win that trophy. Yeah, it's gonna be either Argentina, Brazil, or Uruguay that are favorites and likely make it to the final. I think Argentina, yes, you're pretty sure they're gonna make it to their Copa America final unless someone does an upset. But I think it won't happen. But it's very unlikely. I mean, anything could happen. But I'm just saying. Because exactly, they won't see, the main problems of the U.S. Yes, it's an election year. I know it's going to be a lot this year. Yes, everything is back. The club football or club league football is back. We can also talk about what happened this weekend. Los amistosos. So yes, we can talk about Brazil's national teams against their wins against Brazil and the draw against Spain. Even though Spain struggled and actually were helped by the referees. But hold on, let me drink some water. But yeah, at least I can finally sleep. But yeah, okay. So what do we have? Yes, Enric, he is just on fire. And guess what? He just got back to his club Palmeiras and he did it again. He actually scored in 48 hours. Can you believe it? This wonder kid. He's only 17 years old. He's going to turn 18 on July 21st. Victor Roque, I think, is a few months, or at least a year older. Was supposed to rival, even though now they're saying his rival's Lamine Yamal, which props up to him as well. Got an assist. He's probably the most youngest talented. He'll receive 13 minutes, even though he hasn't been getting a lot. Yeah, he's a year older, born for. But Enric, dude, I'm excited for him. He scored for Palmeiras, and now they're in the final of the Pote, I think, in the league in Brazil. While Flamengo will face, I forgot who this Sunday. Am I gonna watch it? The problem is, if I don't have that Brazilian. So I mean, it's on Paramount Plus. Well, if I want to watch every single one, I can watch Paramount Plus. They have English, Portuguese. Oh, they have two legs. They play against Nova Club Football. Oh no, I'm not. I don't know how to pronounce it. Basically, it's another Rio de Janeiro club. And then La Copa Libertadores are also back as well. The group stage will begin on Tuesday already. Tomorrow, Falangos take on this. Oh, I think it's another Maracanã derby. And I don't think I heard of this club before. Nova, I can't pronounce it right. But yeah, happy Friday. Falangos, well, Palmeiras will take on Santos, Neymar's former club, boyhood club, I would say, just like Messi's new old boys. But yes, Enrique is just look at how much one goal, two shot. These three back-to-back goals. It's been epic. And before he left for the international break, they smashed a place called Ponta Pe, I think. Trying to pronounce it. 5-1, one assist, three shots, no goals. 3 minutes Saturday, March 16th. And his rival against Sao Paulo, of course, you could say he hasn't done much. But it's only, but it was in that 1-1 draw. And then right now, okay, yes, Palmeiras, they are in the final. I don't know if they have a second leg like Falangos. Like in the car. Yes, there's two legs as well. Where's Son? And yes, and then they're going to return to the actual Brazilian Serie A, which actually begins in April. And it goes all the way toward December, right? Palmeiras are current champions of Serie A. And yes, and they said they could be the favorites. I don't know. I mean, I just need to check more Brazilian football. I do. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. And once Brazil, I think they have something else. And once they're eliminated, don't know if they have something to do or not. But yeah, he's just imperfect. The U.S. win the Nations League 3P is just going to make representing our country just worse. Because just watch. But it's not really that. I just have many things to explain. All right, Club America are about to play San Luis in 2 minutes from now. 7 o'clock for me. It's going to be on Universidad Tudela and for me in the U.S. Same thing, Mexico, Universidad. And then Tijuana will take on Mazatlan. Los Cholos are away in Mazatlan. Even though that game is on Bix for me. Tigres Puebla is on Bix. Puebla are winning 1-0 at home. Tigres, they did have one goal, but it got disallowed for an offside position. So they should have raised the flag. They knew. 7 p.m. And yes, good old like club football. And yes, there are some big games in this league. There are some big games in European football as well. In Italian Serie A, I don't know. I think it's just regular. I don't think there's any major derby. Napoli takes on Atalanta at 4:30. By the way, just to let you know, in Europe, they will change their time zone back to normal on Sunday. So basically, it's like 1 hour like before behind, and it's only 8 hours. So it'd be 9 hours in Europe, England 7. Hello. See. Okay. Oh. Okay. I doubt he'll show up. Turin takes on Roma. Juventus will take on Lazio away in Rome. Fiorentina will take on AC Milan. Bologna will take on Salernitana. Inter against Empoli on Monday. Yeah, Inter Milan, they're already out of the cup competition. The Italian Cup or Coppa Italia. And they're also out of the Champions League, unfortunately. Since Atletico Madrid, won penalties in the because I know that was time. Inter Milan are 14 points ahead. AC Milan and Football AC Milan are in second, just like Football Club Barcelona. Everyone expected them to actually go down further, which I expected as well. Even though you could say they haven't improved, even though they have, but it's too late. Sure, they're likely going to be in the Champions League next season. I would say Haza. Oh, okay. I see. That sounds great. But yeah, And Juve, they're just bottling the second place as well. It was Inter Milan versus Juventus, but now Inter Milan are just going to focus on Serie A. And good for them. Yeah, AC Milan, unfortunately, they're going on their trophy-less season. They were not in the Super Cup because they didn't qualify. And they're not going to win the Italian Cup. I mean, I don't know, same thing. It's like second place, they can qualify for the Super Cup this year, but they're not going to win anything, it looks like. AC Milan. Tomorrow, it's El Clasico of Germany or Die Classic. Dortmund against Bayern Munich versus Borussia Dortmund at the Munich Arena at 10:30 for me. Basically, 7:30 after the Bundesliga games happen. The same time, Aston Villa will take on Wolves at Villa Park, I believe. And yes, San Luis and Meca, their lineups are out. Meca are not even using the full 18 because they have to rest players from the international break. And they're gonna have to rest them because they're going away at New England, away in Boston. Let me see. Let me see. For Inter Miami. Inter Miami are at home to New York City tomorrow in Major League Soccer, but Messi's not playing apparently. Yes, he will miss, but he could return. But guess what? Miami are actually at home first. They're actually at home against Monterrey in Chase Stadium Wednesday, April 3rd. I thought they were away for a sec. No, they changed their mind. And then they're away. Well, they host Colorado, so Miami will host 3 games in a row after getting battered by the Red Bulls 4-0. Okay. Is it because of the drama? Oh. Yeah, I don't think I was aware of kickoff. Here we go. America takes on San Luis. Yeah, I'm going to ask my uncle in bed. But yeah. In the Major League Soccer, there ain't a lot, to be fair. TFC takes on the. I guess everyone plays on Saturday. Atlanta and Chicago Fires on Sunday. Basically, it'll be on Fox as well, besides Apple. Yeah, I meant to say. Oh, Toronto takes on Sporting Kansas City. Let me check my local club. Let's see where San Jose is. The LA Galaxy are brilliant, bro. They are. We're away at Houston, a difficult place. They just eliminated, St. Louis. But yeah. Okay, and what about in the Premier League? The Premier League is back. You got a big game this weekend. Sunday is really important because all three of the title racers are going to play. And there's going to be another title breaker. It's Manchester City versus Arsenal on Sunday. Liverpool takes on Brighton at 6 a.m. Liverpool are at home. Man City are at home. And we all know the Man City Arsenal game is the most important. Second to Liverpool versus Brighton. So everyone's going to be back. So for the first time for a few weeks, when was the last time they even broadcasted a 4:30 a.m. kickoff? Oh yeah, it was Manchester United versus Everton in that 2-0 win. And guess what? Even though technically it's 5:30 for me because the clocks won't change until Sunday. It's regular. Yep. Tomorrow Newcastle takes on West Ham. Sheffield United takes on Fulham. Nottingham Forest take on Crystal Palace. Bournemouth takes on Everton. Tottenham takes on Luton Town. And Chelsea takes on Burnley. Ugh. Because apparently, guess what? It is likely starting, and he's likely there. And it's Burnley, the weakest team. Well, besides Sheffield United. Brentford versus Man U at 1 o'clock, at 1 p.m. Basically an 8 p.m. kickoff. I don't know why. because Brentford, Man U are not even in Europe. The FA, they just got back from the international break. And that's going to be happening at the same time when Barcelona takes on Las Palmas, which I have them winning probably 3 or 5-0. But the Brentford Man U game after the Aston Villa Wolves games, I don't know. It's going to be on Peacock. What they're going to do on Peacock, and I'm going to explain about association about these sporting rights in the bid. Hello. Um. Yeah, just all right. Let me know if anyone. I don't know if I could put the StreamYard link if anyone wants to join, but for now I'm just gonna explain about everything. But Man City versus Arsenal is definitely the most important. Man City are the favorites, no matter what. 50% win for City, 25% a draw for 20, and another 50% is divided by 25. Draw or win for Arsenal. And apparently, Man City, guess what? They're missing some players, some key players, and they're going to have to deal with the pressure. It's going to be built up. Even though Rodri is going to fire a warning ahead of the clash, his teammates ahead of the Arsenal clash. Who they're missing? John Stone. Oh, Pep Guardiola said that 2 of them will miss it, which means that we'll also miss out. Who are the 2 players? Kyle Walker or John Stone will be available this match. So basically, they're out, which could be somewhat concerning, as the Kyle Walker and then John Stones is left back, or defenders basically. So that's a little bit concerning. And there was an injury scare about Holland, as he wasn't seen training for Norway. Even though Holland, you want to know something? Back in Tuesday, when Norway was playing Slovenia. No, 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 not Slovenia. Sorry, Slovakia, another one. Slovakia at home. He missed a penalty, and it ended in a 1-1 draw. I know it was only friendly, but yeah, Norway they just missed out the Euros, and now they lost. Now they're winless. They drew 1-1 with Slovakia, and then they also drew 2-1 to. They lost 2-1 at home to Czech Republic. And hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to talk to my uncle, and he said that he ain't feeling well, but he's gonna try his best, and I'm just gonna try to figure it out. But anyways, okay, what I'm trying to say, yes, that's everyone will be focused on the Man City versus Arsenal game. Depends where you are at the world, Canada, the U.S., whatever, England. I think it's on Sky Sports. In the U.S., it's NBC, streaming on Peacock, and in Spanish, Telemundo, as you know. And I'm gonna get into the, debate in a bit, but that's an important game because we all know City are 1 point behind Arsenal and Liverpool. Liverpool fans want a draw. Basically, just like how Arsenal fans were demanding the draw between Liverpool and Man City a few weeks ago, they want the same thing. They want that draw. They want 2-2, but yeah, I mean, even though going at the Etihad is tough, but let's be fair, Man City. Guess what? Chelsea, they got to draw away at the Etihad, and that's impossible. And Chelsea played so well. Like, how didn't Man City beat Chelsea at home? You could say it's like kind of embarrassing, but I would say Chelsea played so well. How did they? I understand they drew 4-4 at the bridge back in November, but if Chelsea gets a draw and if Arsenal are slightly better, then wouldn't they mean it's possible they can even win? Because I think Manchester City, I should say that they're not as impressive as last year. They're not the team like they were last year. Yeah, sure, there's been new faces. The same me being rude to the new players not being as good. I mean, but some of the vibes from the old ones are missing. Like no more Gundogan, no more Mares, and who else did they sold? They probably shouldn't have sold Gundogan to Barcelona. Should have let him gotten the new contract. Oh yeah, no more João Cancelo. You know João Cancelo's already fed up with City after the season before. And I thought they'll meet in the final Champions League. But Man City, you know how Man City are going to clash with Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. So apparently, Man City are going to be dealing with Man City and Real Madrid. That clash is going to happen in the quarterfinals. And I think there's slightly more bad news to Manchester City than Real Madrid as it builds up. Um, and I'm going to explain why. Oh, okay. Sky Sports, yep. And if you're in Brazil, I think it's on Star Plus, if I'm correct. Same in Argentina, I think it's on their website, Manchester City. They'll say about where being sports credit. So it's up there. It's on the website. Mexico's Paramount Plus, yes. Guatemala's Paramount Plus. Everywhere in Central America and Mexico is Paramount Plus. Being sports. So it depends where you live. It depends. The Solomon Islands is Sky Sports only. And then a lot of entry in the U.S. Sky Sports Premier League or main event. Um, yeah. The Premier League is just going to be and especially the Premier League rights holders, especially in the US, can especially NBC Telemundo can finally post. I'm just gonna say, yeah. I just can't wait. I think that's going to be fun, especially on Easter Sunday. It's going to be 4:30 around the UK in the UK starts. Yeah, of course, most Liverpool fans will be praying for a draw. That's what the result they wanted. They don't even want Arsenal to win too much. I mean, they probably prefer Arsenal win the league over Manchester City. But if they want to win the league before Jurgen Klopp leaves, they need a draw. Oh, that almost gone in. So what were you doing? Still no between America and San Luis. Yes. Yeah. You got that. The Prairie. Oh, I'm going to get into the sporting rights in a bit. In Liga MX, as you know, that match is going on. Still 0-0, 1-0 Puebla. Tijuana's Mazatlan starts at 8. An hour, less than an hour. Tomorrow, there's only going to be 3 Liga MX matches. 3 on Sunday. The latest match is Ciudad Juarez versus Santos Laguna, which is on Sunday, March 31st, 6:36 at Gaxa Leon, 6 p.m. Atlas Conectado, 4 p.m. Okay, tomorrow, Monterrey will take on Guadalajara. Rayados will take on Chivas at 6 o'clock for me. 7 in Mexico, Monterrey time, Mexico City time. Pachuca takes on Toluca at the same time. And there's that Mexico City derby between Pumas and Cruz Azul in the University Stadium of Autónoma de Mexico. They're going to be played. Monterrey, they're at home against Chivas, even though for some reason Chivas haven't, yeah, sure, Chivas, they haven't been that impressive. You want to know something? Chivas actually plays well in Monterrey Stadium. They actually play pretty well away. For some reason, they do. I don't know if they're going to do that because I feel like this time, I feel like this could go either a draw or Monterrey might just win it 2-1. Sure, if Monterrey, it depends what happens to Club America. If they want to remain leader, they'll have to win. We're just going to have to take the draw because they're going to also have to rest players because they're going to go away at Inter Miami. Sure, the second leg will be at Monterrey at home. If they want to advance, they have to deal with Messi and Miami as they play on next Wednesday. Goal. Tigres equalized. Goal. I just received the notification. But yeah, Monterrey, then they can try win this game. Monterrey versus Guadalajara is a big game, yes, because it is the two largest cities outside of Mexico City. Kind of basically like Valencia versus Barcelona, probably similar, you could say. Town and the team, basically. And then, of course, they got to go away at Cruz Azul before hosting Miami. And then they have to deal, regardless they advance or not, they'll have to play Tigres in the derby at home. They're at home as well. So they got to deal with Inter Miami, Chivas tomorrow, Inter Miami, and Tigres in the coming weeks. In their last day fixtures, sure, they're going to have to play Leagues Cup, but that's in July after Copa America. They'll play Necaxa away, Leon away. Yes. These matches. And then and as for La Liga, Barcelona plays tomorrow. Okay, because he beat Granada 1-0. I saw that match. Tomorrow, Getafe plays Sevilla at 6 a.m. This will be the last, one before they finally put their class together. Almeria takes on Osasuna 8:15 in the morning. Valencia hosts Mallorca at Mestalla 10:30. And then you got Barcelona versus Las Palmas at Madrid And then on Sunday, the regular clocks come back. Celta de Vigo takes on Rayo Vallecano. 7:15, Girona hosts Real Betis. Real Sociedad are playing Alvarez in the derby away. And then you got that another mid-game, big game. Real Madrid taking on Athletic Club at the Bernabeu. Um, Atletico Madrid don't play until Monday. They play away at Villarreal on Monday, 12 p.m. And yes, those are the coming fixtures. Yeah, I see Barcelona winning, but I also see Real Madrid winning. Everyone else, I think it's Alfa Sevilla. It could either end, I think I'll say draw. Almeria, I could see a draw. I doubt they'll get another win. Valencia, I have them winning probably 2-1 or 1-0. Barcelona could be 3, 4, 5, I'm saying. Celta de Vigo, Rayo Vallecano, probably, I don't know, 1-0. Girona, Real Betis, that's kind of toss up as both teams are not even doing that great or not the best. I doubt this ends or draw. I mean, slightly Girona favors because they're at home. Jair talked is on. Oh yes, because Brazil. It's Brazil, and of course, big up to Brazil. Of course, I could see Real Sociedad winning unless they draw. I could see either that, but I don't see Alvarez making the upset against Sociedad. Real Madrid, I think they win 1-0, 2-1, or 3-1. It could go either way. They don't have Vinicius Jr., but yeah, Jude Bellingham is expected to come back. And Athletic Club de Bilbao, they probably going to have to rest players for the Copa del Rey final next week. And luckily, Real Madrid and anyone else who's not participating in the Copa del Rey final, there's no La Liga next weekend because of the Copa del Rey final, which means everyone can relax. And for those who are preparing for the Champions League, especially Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid, who are dealing Manchester City, Real Madrid are dealing Manchester City, Barcelona or PSG, Atletico Madrid against Dortmund. I actually heard Disney. Yeah, I think I heard of it. I don't know. I heard of it in the U.S. and I think yeah, because they're supposed to be. I know here in the U.S. we have like a bundle. Basically, you can buy like $13 a month, $13 a month with ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus all together in a bundle, basically. Even though I don't care about movies, I just don't anymore. I'm only here for the sport, for the football and soccer. That's why. Even though down in Latin America, I bet you guys have rights because you guys have the CDR rights, the Italian CDR, and many more. And yeah, that's true. They claim to be. Okay, that's fine. But it's been raining all day right here. But well, Man U takes on Brentford. Barcelona takes on Las Palmas. Depends where you are at in the world. So yeah, there's some big games. Basically, as for you know about the Champions League. Okay, you know what? Okay, Real Madrid. They know that Courtois not coming back. It looks like, unfortunately. So Looney is going to start most likely. And guess what is going to start for for the Champions League? For the Champions League, quarterfinals against Man City. I want to see. I doubt he could save every goal. Man City, they're missing some players basically, and I thought they'll be back for Real Madrid. Probably yes, or maybe. Okay, the first leg will be held at the Santiago Bernabeu, Madrid. And the good news is for Real Madrid, thank goodness you're not competing for Copa del Rey since you got eliminated by Atletico de Madrid, even though they got eliminated as well. They don't have to worry. Well, neither Mallorca or Athletic Club de Bilbao or having European football at the moment. So that's why they're in the final because they don't. Let's focus on. Sure, Bilbao are fighting for top four. And Athletic Club should rest players too. Luckily, Real Madrid, they got 9 days to prepare from Sunday to the following Tuesday. Not the following Tuesday, the next 2 Tuesdays. And Madrid, at least they should have more rest because Man City, guess what? They actually have fixtures. Sure, it's going to be a tough April. They're going to play Manchester City. They're going to play Barcelona and El Clasico at home. And then they're going to have Real Sociedad away at the end of April. And if they do advance, they'll face the semifinals opponent, likely Bayern Munich or Arsenal. It goes either of them because that's next in the bracket. And possible final, whoever is, if they do. Man City, guess what? They got Arsenal on Sunday. And then on Wednesday, they have Aston Villa at the Etihad. They got Crystal Palace away, even though it's going to be at 4:30, 12:30 Saturday kickoff because they needed that. They're away at Crystal Palace in London. Even though Crystal Palace, you could say they're pretty mid, or at least they're not as tough, even though they've been slowing down before away at Madrid. Well, Real Madrid, after dealing with the first leg, Real Madrid, they got to deal with Mallorca away. Man City are at home against Luton Town. And I think they'll rest players against Luton because Luton, I want to say they're fit. I mean, I thought Luton could show up a fight. Maybe they could struggle, break them down. Man City got Real Madrid. And then, boom, after, even though they're supposed to play Tottenham. But guess what? They're actually going to play Chelsea because of the FA Cup. Their game against Tottenham is postponed. So, yeah, you could say the Premier League title race is heating up a lot. Yeah, sure, Liverpool are dealing with the Europa League as well. So it all goes either way. Oh, guess what? I just got the announcement. Manchester City and Brighton will play. Brighton at home against City are on April 25th of April after that game against Chelsea. Because they probably won the Manchester derby. And Man City knows they're going to be busy. Let me see, Chelsea. Chelsea, they'll play Burnley tomorrow. I'm not going to like this. When will they play Tottenham? It doesn't say. They still haven't postponed the game. Is that game? They still haven't announced it? But they announced Manchester City? And Brighton? Yeah, sure. And they also have to play Brighton and Arsenal away. I doubt Brighton will come back. Oh, they just announced for Arsenal. Where's Tottenham? The 23rd of April. I thought it was going to be in May. Yeah, right after the FA Cup. Well, Arsenal probably have more days to prepare. Oh, wait, they probably do have a Premier League game. Because Arsenal must win the league. And then the last four meetings, Arsenal are now officially. I thought they're Chelsea's father, even though Chelsea, you could say, are still in a bigger club for now. Even though Arsenal have been better in these last few years. You can't lie. Even though I've been held for a draw, but Arsenal should have won this game if it wasn't for those mistakes. They could have won this game 3-1. They almost made a comeback to draw, but they could have won this game. Just why they didn't attack. Oh, yeah. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm trying to say. But I don't know why they haven't announced Chelsea versus Tottenham. Have they announced Brighton? I'm just checking about the postponed games. In Ligue 1. Oh, go Tigres! Ligue 1. Oh, they still haven't announced it. Ligue 1. Well, of course, you could say it's the Farmers League. Yeah, Bayern Munich plays. Bayern Leverkusen plays tomorrow. But there's a goal for Tigres, 2-1. They're making a comeback now. Lille beat Lens 2-1. Nice continues to fall, even though they take on Nactis on Sunday. But yeah, there's some like big football games. I'm ready, and I think that's all I have to say. It's half an hour and still 0-0 between America and San Luis. I think I'm gonna end the stream around 8 o'clock. But yes, guys, those are the matches that we're gonna have. Yeah, the Golden State Warriors. Let's have they won or lose? They won. They won away. The Hornets lose at home. Now they're trying to climb back up. Well, you know we're not going to win champion. Yeah, there's just so much Premier League matches. I'm tired. But yeah, you'll never know. I'll do USCL prediction. But regardless, let's talk about, just the sporting rights, whatever. Yes. Let me drink some water. All right, regardless. But yeah, if I was in Brazil, I believe so. I believe Star Plus or aka ESPN Brazil. I think you guys have all of the Premier League, all the top five league rights. I believe all of them, right? The Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga, and Bundesliga. Did I mention that? Liga, I believe so. Same down in Argentina. The rest Latin America, except for Mexico and Central America. La Liga and Bundesliga is just Sky Sports and Paramount Plus for the Premier League. But CDI and the Eredivisie and Liga 1, yeah, you got that right, ESPN. Someone's going down over for Mega. Oh. TNT Sports for the Champions League, UEFA Champions League. The Championship. So no. Between America and San Luis. And they should win to take advantage of Monterrey if they wanted to. Then this will be a big reward in Chivas. Oh, okay. So guess what? This international break, besides the Nations League, yes, but Wayne Flag showing up. Guess how many views? So basically, yes, everyone has their own matches. Basically, Fox showed some games, even though they all uploaded like 3 game highlights, 3 friendlies, especially England Brazil, which reached even 1 million views here in the U.S. 1.5 million. Let me see. Let me double check. England 1.7. And yes, to the end, they made so much videos. I mean, they made so much. Guess what? What is going on here? That sucks. That's horrible. But what happened in the league? Not in the league. In the period of 5 days since last Thursday, and I just recorded all the reviews today. Even though Fox Sports don't upload all their highlights like to the end, Paramount Plus, aka CBS Sports Gonzalez, and just don't have time to count them. They did the Nations League, and you know how it went. So, regards to then, and who has rights to the finals of the UEFA, Euro qualifiers, which we all know have gone through Ukraine, Poland, and Georgia. They all have gone through. Who else has gone through? Oh wait, no, those are and got the UEFA friendly, especially the Portugals, the Spains, the Brazils, the England. Some friendlies were on Fox Deportes and even Colombia's Fox Deportes. Guess what? The Argentina and one Colombia friendly and a few other friendlies, they made 400,000 views during this international break, which is kind of a lot. Fox Deportes have been growing a lot recently as well. Cristiano Ronaldo, especially that Messi 5-0 win, which they chose. And guess what? To the end, the Nations League semifinals, and despite the stupid USA defeat, um, Athletic, what else? Even the friendlies actually helped them. Guess what? I don't know how many videos. I think it's 20 plus. They made 5 point. They actually made 6 million views within 8 days, and I'm only talking about highlights, not even the reaction post videos. They made 6 million. Well, actually 5,996,530 views. Well, you could say it's 6 million by now, basically. I just counted it last 1 hour once I was about to start the stream. They made 6 million views in a span of 8 days. That is brilliant for Tudan. And now they just had another 10, 15,000 subscribers added, I believe, because of how popular. Even though Tudan is mostly around Mexican football, from the league to the national team, which is true, but they'll say whatever you want about Televisa. Yeah, controversial, but they are at least they could try to show you every soccer game, football game in Spanish here in the U.S. And I think they are the best. They are the best. They are. Fox to then, and they made 6 million views. The most popular, I don't even remember. Spain, Brazil, that 3-3 draw, I think it made 600,000. But yeah, there was so much. They made so much, and guess what? They got those games today. They still have Champions Cup, Champions League. They got today's matches. 3-1 Tigres. Oh wow, they're making that comeback. Great for Tudane, and Tudane is already having a great start this weekend, despite not having all the games. Actually, they have almost a game except for Santos or Ciudad Juarez. It's the Fox Sports Derby because they own those 2 home games. But next week will be tough, and I'm going to explain to them. But they made 6 million views, destroying their right, especially destroying Telemundo, who had nothing to report on. And I'm going to give you something, but the ESPN, they just upload the Inter Miami highlights, which was agreed basically. Even though they got obliterated 4-0 against the New York Red Bulls, felt Messi and even Suarez was nowhere near. Now they're just gonna wait on Messi. And Messi ain't gonna play this weekend. And guess what? I got another paper, but this paper right here, it's to report how many views on basically each soccer channel here in the U.S. How many views? And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna report it next Friday from March 29th, which is today, until Monday, April 1st. Who makes the most views? Who's growing? And this is just league clubs normal, right? And I'm not including midweek. And even midweek, regardless of Telemundo having midweek Premier League fixtures and the She Believes Cup, which I'm going to get into. To that end, guess what? They still have the Champions Cup, which means Messi Miami versus Rayados de Monterrey, Tata Martino versus Fernando Ortiz. Oh, here we fucking go, the Sting Plus team, and the Bottle Jobs but I doubt who could be worse. And they don't even have Gignac, and yet they're playing so well. No problem. But for some reason, some people are saying Tigres. They said they're maybe slightly better for them. I'm not sure, but Yes, I'm going to count everyone from Tudana, Telemundo, ESPN, both FC and Deportes, English and Spanish, NBC Sports, BN Sports, CBS Sports, Golazo, the Premier, and just even MLS itself. Because why not? I want to see. And I got the paper here. But yes, Tudana had an excellent, regardless. If Mexico won the Nations League, they probably could have made more. Probably that final only made less than 300,000 views, 290,000 views to be exact. Mexico made win this probably been 600,000. Ooh, Palo from San Luis, and he just. They're pulling San Luis here. They come again. Well, they come corner, but you know. Oh, goal! Puebla got one back. 5 goals already, and Tudan is enjoying this. They're already making. That should be 100,000 as well. ESPN, of course, they're only gonna upload, the certain highlights. I thought they will upload, the so-called Miami highlights. But besides that, their main ones, sure, they're gonna upload the Classic of Germany. Hopefully, Harry Kane scores a lot, so it can make a lot. And then, what a save from Maladon! What a save! Another corner. Telemundo is back with the Premier League, yes. Even though they won't have Chivas at home because they're away at Monterrey, of course. But yeah, those. But next week I'm gonna explain why it's tough for them. BN Sport with the French league, as we all know, CBS Sports, the Italian Serie A. I believe the Turkish league as well. I just can't wait. I can't wait to write this down. I want to see who can make the most this weekend. And I probably will do it again on April 6th. But yes, Tudana, they've probably been 6.5 million total if Mexico won the Nations League. Yeah, probably. But regardless, Tudana has a great great month. A brilliant March because they already made so much. And I believe in the previous weekend, even before the international break, they made 704,000 even from the weekend from March March 15th to March 19th. They made 703,000, 705,000. They made so much views. It's just brilliant. And to that, guess what? They still have not only that, regardless. Yeah, to that end, they're having the best year. Well, here in the U.S., yes, they're having the best year. We all know that in Mexico. We all know that in Mexico, of course, that's their main, of course. But regardless, they're having a great month, great March, especially from the Champions Cup, Champions League, from the two Clásicos they had in the Champions Cup. Messi, right there, of course. And yes, and then guess what? They still have the quarterfinals of both Champions Cup, Champions League before the Euros and Copa America, and they still have the Leagues Cup again. They still have that, and it's just going to be brilliant. ESPN are just, sorry, to the end. Sure, all respect to ESPN, they're doing a lot as well. To the end, they're just enjoying March, no matter what, at least. They're enjoying. They'll be getting a lot of revenue, of course. They'll be getting a lot. And you still have, this weekend. I think this weekend, they're still going to be Telemundo no matter what. Even Telemundo's Premier League probably won't be enough to Spanish. Even though Telemundo, yeah, sure, they had three big games. They had the El Clasico of Mexico at Chiva at the Estadio Akron, but it ended 0-0, which got far less views, only 65,000, and not the 400, 500,000, almost 500,000 views, 450,000 views they had last year. That 4-2 win for America was an actual Clasico, of course. And then yes, for 45 minutes, I don't know how much stoppage time, but some. And yes, the Champions Cup, 5 minutes, okay. The Champions Cup of the quarterfinals, they got PSG Barcelona, Bayern Munich versus Arsenal, Atletico Madrid Dortmund, and then Real Madrid versus Man City, Manchester City. And yes, you expect to be ready. Man City, Man U, Leverkusen. And then yes, oh yeah, let's not forget they also have Europa League content as well. So we're going to see a Liverpool Leverkusen final most likely, which they want. Leverkusen has passed West Ham, Liverpool has passed Atlanta, which I hope they do, just to see Xabi Alonso versus his former club. Yeah, Liverpool, Real Madrid legend, and Real Sociedad legend as well. All three of them at the same time. Bilbao, Barcelona, and United fans, I guess, and even City fans. And yeah, sure. Telemundo. Apparently, they're also going to. Yeah, sure. Since they own both the Chivas home games, the men's and women's, so we're going to have a derby against Atlas Fenemil women's on Sunday as well after the Arsenal Man City game. So they'll be making plenty of views basically. But even though sure they had like the Liverpool Man City game, the Manchester derby as well, Andres Canto. Even though Andres Canto, I thought he will commentate, but Tulane is just doing much better right now than Telemundo. Or people are watching Liga MX, well, even though all the Liga MX are in Spanish. Then Telemundo's coverage about the Premier League, basically. Still, it looks like. Unless they have the Chivas home games, unless Chivas do that. And then guess what? It will be more. We all know Tulane is just better than Telemundo right now. And Telemundo, yes, they have the Premier League, the Chivas home games, and the USA men's and women's games, except for when they're in the Nations League and Gold Cup, which you know who owns those rights. And Telemundo, yeah, sure, they'll have the She Believes Cup on the 6th of April. Uh, they'll play Japan, while Brazil takes on Canada in the semifinals. Whoever goes to finals in the Marcin Ben Stadium, Atlanta United, and the home Falcons Stadium, and they'll be playing. And guess what? Telemundo is going to be at 9:30, April 6th. But guess what? Apparently, guess what? Some people, from what I heard, they are not happy about this. Okay, guess what? Arsenal plays Brighton away in Brighton, basically around the same time, 9:30 kickoff, basically. 5:30 UK kickoff. And guess what? Since those two games are at the same time, they don't even bother to even like send them there. No, they don't even bother to send them there. The, guess what? Both on their channels, Universal and Telemundo itself. Guess what? They're not gonna even put the Arsenal game in Spanish, even on Peacock. I see why people are fuming. So you're trying to have it both ways, basically. How is that possible? You want to cox up, or I mean, you want to go for the U.S. women, but at the same time, you have a contract to the Premier League, which you're supposed to broadcast for every game. So does that mean that you're going to be wasting games with no commentary, or people will have to watch it in English? You need to have a compromise. Fine. Why not stream that game on Peacock if you're going to? I mean, I don't think it matters. You could stream one of those games on Peacock in Spanish and put the main game on TV, fine, on your channel, but they need to do it consistency. Not like, trying to have both ways and trying to actually waste licenses for real life, which is illegal, basically, apparently. I see why people are fuming. And they did that last year as well. Was it because the USA was playing a friendly against China, the 3-0 win in Miami? While after all the controversy, and it's halftime no between America and San Luis. Hasn't been a lot. Sure, I guess it's our beats, but they'll take that. Let's hope we can see a goal. It's a halftime show. Godzilla versus Kong, New Empire. Yeah, that movie is out. Cool. That movie is out. Am I gonna watch it? Maybe I do want to. That just fucking sounds epic. Epic world class. Yes. The first one on another rated R movie, but I probably won't care. Probably not interested at least. But I want to watch that movie. Kong vs. Godzilla, the New Empire. That sounds cool. That's the debate that we wanted. At least most people. But yeah. But what I'm trying to say, and if it's true that they're trying to waste licenses and trying to break the rules, then shouldn't they be charged? Or like they get legal trouble or what? I get Telemundo wants to be the home rights of USA. Well, the men's and women's. But at the same time, they promise that they'll be focusing on the Premier League. And if they're trying to have both ways, and they're trying to do this on purpose for consistency, I don't know how in the hell is allowed this. I don't know if Tudana has ever done like this before, but here's the thing. They actually stream these games on VIX, at least properly. And if Telemundo is doing this properly, how are you trying to have both ways? Thank goodness I have a USA Network subscription. Because I'm Latino, I'm a Hispanic American. Thankfully I bought, the channels last year. Yeah, around it's 1 year finally. I bought these channels just to, buy just to watch, the Premier League as well. Fox Sports, yes. And yes. And if it's true, of course, yes, a lot of people, it's controversial about this team, whatever, but if it's true, then why didn't you put these games? I just don't know. And I see why people are criticizing Telemundo lately. Yeah, say whatever you want about Televisa, but Telemundo, you could say, they're kind of, you could say they haven't been that great. Sure, they're going to get the Premier League. And then, yes, on the 6th of April as well, Chivas, they're at home against Puebla. Shit, what was that? That better be outside. Oh. There's like a guy like whistling. I wonder why I heard mini whistle. I thought it was just me, but no, it was outside. Well, that's what I heard, but yeah, there it is. But I don't know. But anyways, what I'm trying to say that if it's true, Telemundo has been accused of some people accusing them of wasting licenses on purpose, the contrary for not uploading enough. Then why should you get these rights for now? And then of course NBC of course owns them. If they let this happen, then of course it's ridiculous. Of course, a lot of people hate NBC politically. Of course, they're establishmentism, which I see, which I kind of despise as well. Even though I do like the Premier League coverage, which I could agree. Rugby, if I have time to watch, then maybe. And then guess what? Telemundo and NBC will broadcast the Olympics. after the Euros and Copa America. Even though the Euros and Copa America, I think they'll still get more watch. And they all and then here's the thing. I see why a lot of people criticize Telemundo. Yeah. Oh yes, that too. Well, I got the channels, but Telemundo knows that. Basically, Telemundo, they don't have much content to show. Guess what? So they currently, have the rights to the Premier League, Chivas home games, the U.S. men's, women's friendlies, and and um and what else? Oh yeah, the World Cup qualifying, even though it's split to two then on Bix, even though regardless they stream on Bix, the highlights are just better, I think. Okay, maybe Telemundo has a slightly better quality than two then, even though they're all owned by NBC. Televisa, even though they still got views no matter what. And the same videos, and guess what? Telemundo apparently they didn't even upload one or two of the World Cup qualifying. Paraguay versus Argentina and another one. I don't remember. One of the Brazil Argentine games, and guess what? One of the home games. Not the El Clasico Maracanã incident clash. Even though Sudan made 423,000, Telemundo barely even getting 10,000. They were not even that interested to edit it. And what's the point then? What's the point? And guess what? They're even losing to Chivas home friendlies to ESPN from what I heard. Oh wow. I don't think Telemundo, ever since the World Cup ended, and to be fair, I think actually they started to get worse. I think they started to get worse since after the Premier League finished last season, 22-23 season. In my opinion, I think they could be getting worse. Because even their highlights are not getting a lot of views. Not a lot recently, unless because they're not getting a lot of views. Even ESPN are getting so much high views, so much. It has to do with La Liga, especially most likely Barcelona, Real Madrid. You could say Bayern, Atleti as well, and especially recently Leverkusen and the FA and Carabao Cup rights, which we all know they have. I think it's full time. Full time. Puebla loses to Tigres 2-3, which Sudan will take. And as for Telemundo, they know that they haven't been that impressed. Not a lot of people watch them, and I'm not trying to disrespect any, but I'm just saying that their stock values are just not as good as Sudan. And sure, they'll have the Premier League, they'll have everything. ESPN won't have a lot on April 6th either because it's Copa del Rey final, but no Barcelona, no Real Madrid, no Atletico, not even Atletico Madrid, just Copa del Rey. They're going to have to focus on the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich, Bayern Leverkusen, and then basically that's it, you could say. Just talking about the opinions, and that's it basically on that weekend as well. So, but Telemundo, of course, they'll have every single game they'll try, let you know. Got Liverpool versus Manchester United as well on the 7th of April. Chelsea versus Sheffield United away in Sheffield. But yeah, you got those games as well. That are still yet to be played in the Premier League. Not like we just saw in the FA Cup. In the FA Cup in Old Trafford. And they know that we all know Telemundo. They have 1.15. They made 1.5 million, 1.5.2 million, 1.52 million subscribers, but Tudana has 1.79. So 270, getting closer to 300,000 above them. And this international break, they couldn't even do anything. And I bet, and some of them were even admit that they had nothing else to do. Yeah, there's just not a lot of content on Telemundo these days. Deportes. And guess what? It probably will likely get worse in 2025 before the World Cup in 2026. So they'll have their last, and this will be their last rebound, their last World Cup. And they'll try to show the U17, U20 World Cup, the Women's World Cup in 2027. But but yeah, they're just having a lot. I thought that they would. They haven't even made 1 million views. The last time they made 1 million views was last year's World Cup, even though they're going to be held. Even though, yes, it's going to be held in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, the World Cup next in 2026, right? I don't know where it's going to be held in 2027. I thought they made up their decisions already. No. And then here's the thing, they're coming to your stadium that doesn't respect. No, it wasn't like that. And here's the thing, if they're trying to like rig these competitions, I don't know, whatever. Because I don't think they should be held in the U.S. because they're already holding 3 other events. They're already holding Copa America this year, another Gold Cup, Nations League, whatever, Club World Cup as well, and the World Cup as well in 2026. And Telemundo Deportes, they admit that they'll try their pain, but no one watches them. Almost no one watches them. And yes, the Premier League, it probably won't do a lot. Sure, they'll probably make Manchester City, Arsenal, whatever. But they're just not as good as Sudan. And you're so lucky you can have the Premier League. That's it. The Premier League, the Chivas home games, and even the World Cup qualifying won't do much. Yeah, sure, there's expected to have another Classico between Argentina and Brazil next year in March 2025, but that's a while. The rest of the games are Fanatis, okay? See, then if they want to, they could have bid Colombia and they probably would have made even more. Or just buy the whole thing. Possibly. The president's name Ray the president of Telemundo Deportes. I doubt that he's gonna. Okay, that's the president. Okay, all respect to him, but I'm just saying that his. Okay, say whatever you want about Televisa, but they're just not as competitive as Televisa. Look at how much money. Look at how much. I don't want to say about the money, but like, look at how much. And to then, I doubt they'll reach 2 million subscribers. Once Copa America, the Euros, probably at the end of 2025. And here's the bad news: is if Chivas don't qualify for La Liguilla playoffs, Liga MX, then they're going to lose even more views, probably more money, probably. They'll lose, and then they will admit that in late May they're going to run out of ideas, and then in June they could only broadcast the U.S. games against Brazil and Colombia friendlies for Copa America, and boom, they can't do anything about it. Sure, in September and October, you probably will have those friendly backs. I don't know if they'll do the Nations League again or whatever. Champions Cup or not Champions Cup, whatever. No, just Nations, I meant to say. But I don't see. Yeah, sure, the Premier League, there's still some big games that need to happen from the Big Six that are yet to play, each other. Telemundo's most popular video. Look, ESPN. They already have like 2 or 3 videos. Has to do most likely La Liga. That they made 1 million views this year alone. They're from January. One of them are, of course, about the so-called Real Madrid robbery against Almeria. Barcelona getting humiliated at home against Villarreal and bottles the game. And embarrassed. To then, the last time they made 1 million views was the game against Honduras, and that it's qualified to the semifinals, qualified Copa America in general. In Telemundo, the last time they made 1 million views was, like I said, the World Cup. Their most popular video last year was Liverpool's 7-0 win against Manchester United. They only made 78,000, so basically less than 800,000 cents since then. 700 on that video. Yeah, sure got Man City, but they're not even making a lot. I would say it's sad, but I doubt it gets worse. And Telemundo, for some reason, they also made videos about whatever, about this, that. They even talk about Takecubo when he was supposed to go to Real Madrid, even though he's at Real Sociedad right now. I don't know how the fuck did they. And I wasn't even there. What? And then to their else, they won't even see Messi. And Andres Conte wants to see Messi, but the problem is all those rights are taken away unless he switches to Apple TV permanently for the MLS contract, maybe. He can see, and I doubt he goes to the Olympics, which maybe he could. If not, then he has to wait till September. The U.S. Open Cup was a massive failure for them. Yeah, sure, you can blame Messi's injury, but it wasn't even long. Valencia. But yeah, Messi agrees. I doubt, and even the Copa Libertadores, I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, I'm about to end the stream in a bit, but. And by the way, I'm not even sounding rude, but even the U.S. women's national team games, they don't even make 10,000 views, not a single one, since they bought those rights after the World Cup. So there's just, I don't know how to explain this, but Telemundo's just not. They won't reach 1 million views, which is unlikely. Their most popular video, I think, is the Chivas win against Pumas 3-1. The 200, almost 300,000 views. Fine. That should be, maybe. But it's not a lot. To then, it hasn't even reached 1 million views yet. Even though I think the most popular video, I think, is already 700,000. But eventually they will. But this time, Copa America and the Euros, I expect them to have more views than they did previously. There wasn't a lot. They only had a few 100,000 in the final. But this time, this should be more. And plus, Copa America and the Euros now these days, even here in the U.S., are more popular. And I found those rights anyways. Yes. I don't know. But yeah, Telemundo, there's just not a lot. And then if it's true, then it's going to be sad. And Telemundo, the only reason why they reach 1 million subscribers in the first place, you could say the World Cup. But eventually it will start slowing down, and it is slowing down. It probably will likely get worse. I doubt though, I don't know. I doubt that they fade away. I mean, I don't think they're actually going away, but I think people are just most likely going to ignore and not take it seriously, basically. And even the Cheetos Monterrey game could still make more videos. Cruz Azul versus Pumas in the Mexico City derby. And by the way, even midweek with the Premier League games, they still have Champions Cup. They got the Champions League. They got those finals yet. The Leagues Cup, even though Leagues Cup, say whatever you want, but at least they'll be making plenty of those views. And Telemundo, by then in late May, like I said, once the Premier League coverage ends, and if Chivas don't qualify or not, they're going to start. They won't be doing a lot. Even in June, they won't have nothing to show until the Olympics. Sure, they'll have the Premier League back and Chivas, but it won't do much. Look at Tudena. I see them a bright future. Even in 2026, during the World Cup, who knows? Tudena, they still have a long contract at Champions League. And those don't. And I think even in the World Cup, I think Tudena could still be more popular in Telemundo. The World Cup coverage. They're just not getting a lot of views. Besides, Liverpool, Man City. Besides the big Premier League games, which they're lucky to show. Then what's the point? If you're not going to show these rights, then what's the point showing these games? Then what's the point showing Arsenal, Chelsea, Brentford, Man U, whatever game? Tell me, what's the point? But anyway, guys, I'm just going to go. Second half's about to start. I'm going to pee. I'm going to ask my uncle, where is he? And yes, I just don't know. All right, before I go, I'm going to go for like a minute or two. But I just don't think Telemundo is ready. I just don't think Telemundo is ready. And guess what? Tudana, and guess what? Yeah, sure, they'll be back tomorrow for Newcastle versus West Ham, their first game. They'll have 6 games to show. Fine. They won't have anything to show on Monday, but Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then back on Saturday, next Saturday, Sunday. But guess what? By Monday, the 8th of April, which I'm expected to come back to school, they'll start slowing down even more. But if NBC, if they want to, they could just promote Telemundo, go subscribe to them. Bullshit, basically. And they pretend to be ESPN fans when they're not. Oh. Yes. But alright, but yeah. Even everyone will have different rights, but of course, where it depends where you live. Talk about Spanish US rights. But yeah, good business for ESPN, of course. Let's see how much views they could each make. Telemundo, I think, alright, I'm going to predict this. I think Tudana will make at least 500,000 something views. Telemundo will probably crack barely 200,000. I doubt they'll make another 100,000 views from Arsenal, Man City, and a half from the rest of the Premier League. So probably not a lot, basically. ESPN, I expect them to crack almost 1 million, I'm assuming. The Real Madrid, Barcelona, even the Classic. I hope Harry Kane has a hat trick tomorrow. Let's see how much. Let's see. BC Sports the biggest winners. Yeah, whatever. But Copa America and the Euros are far popular than the Olympics. And I don't know why they have to be held the same summer, a few weeks after, the final. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go, guys. I'll see you guys whenever. I don't know. I could be back Monday, but I'm just saying. Anyways, good night.